Oh, hello there, yes. Well, the long wet summer just passed me by. Shooby-dee-wop, wah-wah. Maybe not. Anyway, yesterday was another thrilling couple of instalments from the new Culture Forum. That extra money's coming in handy, isn't it? Anyway, first up, which I haven't actually watched because I really don't want to, is your friend of mine, Sharon, who was complaining about trans women in sports, and is now still complaining about trans women in sports, despite the fact that most sports are no longer allowing trans women. One might almost think that there's something else going on there. And then we have Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and Tweedledummer, or Three Blokes Nodding Weatherspoons. Let's have a look at those in a little bit more detail. Yes, well, the primary thing that the three guys were talking about yesterday was the French riots, which obviously are caused by nasty Muslim people being helped by nasty left-wing people. Sometimes they're the same, although rarely, oddly enough. Yes, first up we would have the wonderful Rafe, who magically isn't in a bow tie, because everyone knows that rocking a bow tie is a really good look. Just ask Tucker Carlson. Anyway, he raises the spectre of well-funded and organised anarchists who apparently are organising things to get them Muslims in France to do things, and at the same time argues that it will happen here in the UK because we got them Muslims, but also won't happen in the UK because we're all too nice, which presumably includes the Muslims. I don't know, I couldn't really make head or tail of what he was entirely saying, so have a look for yourself. I mean, Philip chipped in with various... I don't know, the guy's actually an academic, but he's like that bloke down the pub that only knows 3 or 4 things, but chips in occasionally. Anyway, apparently, he raising the spectre of the 2011 riots, which were apparently, again, well-organised rioters using BlackBerry phones. Yes, he has a memory that's that old. Anyway, again, this notion about these guys who kind of salivate at the notion of a race riot in the UK, whilst at the same time insisting that British exceptionalism means it won't happen. I don't know. I do watch it and make up your own mind about that, but I just got lost in the insanity of the notion of well-organised anarchists. Anyway, leaving that aside, we then have a couple of bits of indignation based on nothing at all, classically from our golden host, Hi, I'm Peter Whittle, who manages to become very, very indignant at a trans person being interviewed on ITV. Obviously, he just disappears down the rabbit hole, but primarily getting even more indignant at the notion of Nigel Farage and a Christian vicar, inevitably Christian vicar, being denied bank accounts, both of which stories are intrinsically untrue. The whole thing about Nigel Farage is he claims, and that's the key word, claims that he was denied a bank account. But throughout the week, these stories have come out that in fact he hasn't been in any way, shape or form denied a bank account. So his argument is, I'm a very important person and they hate me because I'm a very important person. But if you are, magically, and this is where the magical thinking comes in, a left-wing bank, just let that hang in the air, that notion of a woke bank, right, okay, would you cancel Nigel Farage's bank account without offering him something similar, realistically, knowing what a high-profile person he is? Have a think about that. PR, yeah? Well, if you're a woke bank, then you will, because they hate him. Yes, that well-known notion of well-organised, well-funded anarchists being funded presumably by banks, I suppose. Again, I like to, occasionally when people are bobbing on the ceiling because they're full of helium like a balloon, you have to tug on the string and bring him back down again. And inevitably you get the others that crawled out of the woodwork. None of these people making claims about banks have produced any evidence. The Nigel Farage, I was turned down by 9 banks. Okay, let's see the paperwork, mate. I'm sure that, they would have formally written to you declining. So can we have a look at those? Nope. The vicar who complained about pride flags going up in his local building society that allegedly got kicked out. He wrote an email about it, which is why he got kicked out. Okay, can we see the email then? No. I will go on GB News and get interviewed about it, says the vicar, but I'm not going to show you the email. Okay then. So, are we expected to believe you? Yes, we must do, because otherwise you're a friend of well-organised anarchic banks or something. And there you are, there you have it. The Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and, well, hi, I'm Philip. Yeah. Anyway, leaving all that aside, I don't know. I just find this stuff unbelievably shallow, and yet it presents itself as somehow intellectual. I mean, there are thousands of comments underneath it, which, I mean, have a quick browse, but most of them are these people salivating at the idea that we in the UK should in some way, a la 1950s Notting Hill and Enoch Powell, get a night of retribution against the dark people we don't really like. And, I'm sorry, but you can't present yourself as an intellectual if that's your fan base. Because you're not, are you? Anyway, Peter et al. Do enjoy. Yes. God, I mean, is it actually filmed in 55 Tufton Street? I'd be intrigued if anyone can let me know. Anyway, do have a lovely rest of the week. It's dangerously close to the summer holidays. Hooray! Yeah, them teachers are on strike. Gits.